All right, it's War 12 of Season 41. For Loki's final wars against this group, DD13. Never heard of them. Doubt I ever will again because they're a bunch of fucking cheaters. They had a bunch of accounts get banned during the attack phase for the incursions cheating, so they didn't even 100% the map. But that serves them right. Screw those guys. All right, I'm going to be bringing Valkyrie. I'm going to be bringing Diablo, and because this is the last opportunity for Big Daddy Rhulk as a global attacker, I got to let him feast just a little bit. So let's go ahead and start here on path 4A against this Mangog on node 1. Mangog can trouble some people with Red Hulk, but he is not going to be troubling yours truly. I am just going to beat him to death. I'll let those fatigue weaknesses drop off over time. I'll just, push him to special 2s and hopefully not get caught dashing back with a special 2. And yeah, I'll have to use a potion after this fight because of the heal block on the node. But other than that, it's a very, very simple, very, very safe fight. Red Hulk is just amazing. All right, so the second fight on this path lines up quite nicely for Red Hulk in that it's IBomb. That's right. Put a Mystic followed by a Poison Champ. Perfect defensive placement. Anyway, Red Hulk is also very, very good for this fight because obviously he is poison immune. And so I'll just beat this dude down just like I beat down Mangog. In fact, let's go ahead and speed up this fight as well, since there's really not a whole lot to see or talk about here. God, I love Red Hulk. He's just so good. I mean, he's still going to be good even though he's not a global attacker. I don't know, obviously, if he'll have as much utility as he does with, the Fate Seal, but he's still going to be great against Mystic. He'll still be great against Poison Champions or Incinerate fights, so don't worry, he'll still be around. All right, my next fight is in Path 2. It is Node 35, the one-eyed open node. They put a Peni Parker here, okay? I was going to send a Gallant to this fight, but I didn't end up having a Gallant I could send. But, this is also a perfectly fine fight for my rank 5 Valkyrie. All I'm going to be doing is building up my Pierce charges, hitting into block. And, I could have sped this fight up a little bit by using a Power Start 1 boost just to try and get me to my Special 2 quickly. But I didn't want to use the gray boosts. They're a valuable resource. I was running low after the season, and I'd rather not waste it in a war that I know that we're going to win, since, again, they can't 100% the map because they cheated and had a bunch of accounts banned. So, instead, this fight, takes a little bit of time, and as soon as we get to a Special 2 here, we'll be able to throw it, and that will pretty much just go ahead and rinse this Peni. Actually, I don't even think I need to throw the Special 2. Yeah, look at me. Beautiful. All right, now this is Apoc on node 53. I'm going to be using Diablo. This is probably my best fight of the entire season. I'm really, really proud of it. I drew up a plan, which was use a PS1, allow Apoc to hit me to build those flourish buffs, and then throw an SP1 for the Fate Seal and ride Mystic Dispersion all the way up to a Special 3. And so I do hit him a couple times just to put a poison on him and make sure I have that power gain. I wasn't quite sure on the calculation of how much power he would gain from a flourish if I hit him. So I could have let him gain a few more and been fine without shooting him all the way up to a Special 3, but now I've got mine. And I'm placing about 14 poisons on Apoc. No recoils on for this fight, but max Mystic Dispersion. And look at all of those poisons and just watching him go all the way down. So let him build up some more flourishes, throw a Special 1 to get rid of him, watch my power get right back up, and I'm going to get to 2 bars of power right before the poisons expire, and I get that beautiful burst damage. And yeah, that was just a really, really, really nice fight. All right, so my final fight of the season is this boss fight here against Jessica Jones. We've done it before. It's not a difficult fight. You're not going to be throwing really any specials except the special 2 into block. The unblockable from Jessica can be countered by Valkyrie's Pierce buffs. And so this is just a long fight, but it is not a particularly challenging fight, except for one mechanic, which is that the max investigations, Jessica not only goes unstoppable, but she goes unblockable. So when that happens, you need to be prepared to dex out of her way. Now, I threw a special 3 here. I had used a PS1 boost because that's what Campo, my boy, recommended. And that would have been fine, except I didn't get an opportunity to throw the special 2, and it pushed me all the way up to a special 3. In retrospect, and you'll see why in a minute, I probably should have used an invulnerability boost instead of the PS1. Yeah, because, as this fight progresses, I'm doing fine, and I'm just trying to build back up to that 2 bars of power, so that way I can get to my special 2. Now I have it. I'm going to unleash this sucker into block, and look, now she is unstoppable and unblockable, and death. Yep, let's slow that down here. I went to Dex, input didn't register on my phone, and that's all she wrote for poor clown. So I'm going to be ending the season appropriately on an extremely low note. I'll waste all of my units and items. This is just a real bummer. And I will go back in and finish this fight without any real difficulty other than just cursing myself. My wife asked me why I was in such a sour mood, and it was because of that silly little input. And let me say something about that. I don't blame Kabam for that. That's honestly probably the fault of my phone, of my device. Sometimes I notice the controls get a little sticky in terms of their responsiveness if I'm in the game app for too long. And so what I should have done is, just as a preventative measure, is just restart the app before I do the boss fight. Let my, rather than, because I did the fight on 53 and then, waited. Anyway, here's your leaderboards. You got, GT40JA, and then you got some weirdos in Nath who didn't face anybody, had well over 100 deaths over the season, and finished 3rd. 4 Loki finished 4th, 14th, 1 spot above PYCB, who we lost to earlier this season, but PYCB had an account ban because they also had some cheaters in there. There's some other alliances, congrats to SSX. I love those guys, miss them. Yeah, but here's Nath and those cretins who, they manipulated the matchmaking system, so good for them. All right, let's stop bitching about people who cheated this game, and let's look at some rewards. We got some good stuff here. The big prize. Let me take a photo so that way I have a thumbnail. But the big prize are these tier 6 class catalysts. These are junk, these Nexus crystal selectors, as are these tier 5. I have tons of that stuff. Before I actually claim these, I got to figure out which Nexus crystals to double up on, because I have 2 of some already. I got 2 mutant, but I only have 1 cosmic, and I only have 1 skill. So those would be the 2 that I pick. And I'll just pick the lowest one for the tier 5 class catalyst. It doesn't really matter all that much. But yours truly was a big dummy when I finished exploring 8.2, and you had the 4 selectors, the 25% selectors of the tier 6 class catalyst. I meant to select 4 mutants, so that way I would have 3 fully formed mutants. But real life intervened. I had to go away from the game. I came back, and for whatever reason I had in my head, and anyway, I screwed it up, and I picked 2 science and 2 mutant. So I didn't have 3 fully formed mutant. So I'm really hoping that I pull mutant out of these tier 6 crystals, because that way then I can have another rank 5 champion. I would need them out of both, and that would require me to get extremely lucky. Anyway, let's find out how lucky I'm gonna be. Scroll down, find these suckers. Oh man, yeah, that was a boneheaded move, but mistakes were made. It happens. In the fact, at least it was science, a class that I love. I mean, getting closer to a science champion. Oh wait, no, this is the tier 5 class guys. I don't have 27 of the tier 6. Let me keep scrolling. Yeah, they're there. At least science is a class I love, and I would be happy to have another rank 5 science. All right, let's see what we got. We got skill, and we formed a tech. Just swimming in tech. A class I don't like, and didn't even like it when I got the 4 to 5 tech gem. But I have 2 of those, and I have 2 mutants, and 1 cosmic, 1 mystic. So that's what I'm working with, and this is probably what I'm going to have for a while, unless there's some sort of crazy deal, but probably won't have any more rank 5s until around the July 4th time period. But that's it. It's a long season, man. It was a lot of fun. I'm proud of how 4 Loki did, and I'll see you next season. See you in the next life, Jack.